Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Gabrielle Spencer, and this is the Revealed Show. This show is all about helping you to connect with fully the secrets of your own soul. What that means is that within your soul, you have many key areas that may be blocked from previous experiences, previous lifetimes, that have kept you in kind of like a Groundhog Day loop, right? So in this show, we focus on your soul's keys that will help you to transform and shift your life once they are identified, healed, cleared, and released for you. So it's very exciting because it goes way beyond just things like I need to make more money, or I don't have the love of my life, or I would like to have a better relationship, or I can't figure out what to do with my life, or I definitely want to know what my soul's purpose is, and I've been trying to figure it out and I'm not able to. And the reason that these things keep happening is because there is something within your multidimensional existences throughout all time that is still in the way, keeping you in that same repetitive pattern. And even if the repetitive pattern is that you're not really sure, right? You don't really have a direction. You don't really know what to do. So tonight we're going to start really briefly with this concept of sovereignty is consciousness. And there's a reason why this is so important. Sovereignty means freedom. And if you think about it like this, when you're in kindergarten, do you have the freedom to, let's say, drive a car? No, you don't have the freedom in kindergarten to drive a car, nor do you have the freedom to go off and live on your own, nor do you have any of the simple freedoms that you gain as you grow up and evolve, right? As you mature into an adult, you gain more and more freedom, right? So if you think about that simple concept and you apply it to your soul's consciousness, there are aspects of yourself that keep you in kindergarten, or keep you in first grade, or keep you in second grade, or keep you as a senior in high school. And you feel like you can never attain what it is you know should be possible. And the reason is because your consciousness needs to be expanded. So sovereignty and freedom is gained as you expand your consciousness. And how we expand our consciousness is through our heart. It is by allowing yourself the release and the healing, as we talked about when I first started, to allow more and more of the hurt and the harmful feelings and emotions and thoughts to be healed, to be reconciled. Reconciled is one of my favorite words because it's not about who is right or wrong, what you did or didn't do, or what somebody else did or didn't do to you or with you. It is about approaching it as it needs to be reconciled, whatever it is within me, so that my heart can be lifted, right? So all that pain and emotion can be lifted. And in the lifting, you expand your heart. You're able to connect with and hold a higher vibration of light. And then your consciousness, your awakeness, your ability to be awake and aware, to see through the illusions of our third dimensional paradigm and even in other dimensions, because there are illusions about other dimensions as well. Not everything is perfect in other dimensions, although we commonly fall into the illusion that that is what is true. So it is important for us to expand our heart so our consciousness can be expanded and we can basically graduate from kindergarten, from high school, and actually gain the freedom to create. So if you wonder why your creations may be stalled or they don't work the way you thought they should or could, that is generally the reason. You have to expand your soul's consciousness connection so that you then are basically granted the ability to access the frequencies needed to create what it is you're wanting or needing to create. I hope that that makes sense to everybody, because it's really important for us to understand that our freedom to create, to be the magnificent being of light here on this planet right now. We chose to be here. And trust me, a lot of us are talking about this. Really, we chose to be here now because, gosh, this can be really tough, right? We chose it, and we chose to be masters, creators, the living embodiment of the highest vibration of God here on earth, and to show others how to do that. We do that by expanding our heart and thereby expanding our connection to our soul and being able to use that connection to shift our own lives, to create and to shift and create for humanity and the planet, because we all know the mission is to move the vibration of all of us as a collective and the planet to a higher vibrational existence. Many of us commonly refer to as 5D, but many of us know that we can actually even expand that. That's not the limit. That's just the goal. Okay, so I hope that this inspires you to keep going, to keep searching for the light, to connect to the light, to do the work that is needed to heal your heart and to be fully connected with your soul's consciousness. So you have that direction, so you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing next, and so that you may fulfill your mission by choosing to be here. And that mission, that overall mission, is to help raise the vibration of humanity and the planet. All right, everybody. I hope that inspires you. I feel like right now, especially, we all need some inspiration and to remember why we're here, and to remember that as we take this journey, we continually graduate to the next level of our soul's consciousness. And that brings you greater and greater sovereignty and freedom to create here in this 3D currently paradigm. And that's what I feel really makes people a little bit sometimes like, gosh, is this even working? Because we have a hard time creating in this third dimension. But do not give up. Know that we're all on this path and journeying together. And especially like right now, when we unite ourselves in a common purpose and in the light, we help one another to raise our frequency and then hold it across the board. That is what we're doing. And as more of us do that, we are able to shift things on a greater and greater level. No one person is going to shift it all by themselves. We have to join our light and unite together as the commonly thought of 144,000. And we need to expand. Once we grow together, once we unite our light, we expand that light and therefore also our ability to create. It's amazing and beautiful when we see it and feel it in action. All right, everybody. So we're going to get started on our work tonight, working with special guests who I start the show by saying, I don't know them. I haven't worked with them. I haven't corresponded with them. This is totally random. And I tell you that because it's important to know that I don't know what it is that I will connect with the information that comes through for them. It's not pre-planned. It is about just connecting right now together with their highest self, their soul, and to find out what it is that will assist them to transform their lives. And what happens is that as we all connect, we're going to start with the connection. As we all connect and join our light, you will see what I was just talking about in action. Because as we connect our light together, that's why all of you are so important for being here. As you share this connection and you expand our light and our vibration, we're able to connect to higher and higher levels of their soul, or deeper and deeper, to the areas that they're unable to reach themselves, to heal them or to know about them. As we expand that consciousness, that is what gives us the ability to see greater and greater levels of what is blocking them. And that is why this whole idea of soul's consciousness and raising our vibration to be that shows you just a small piece of what we're then able to do as a collective. This is exciting. It's exciting to know and to see it in action. So I thank you for being here and joining us. So everybody, I want you just to take a deep breath in and out, allowing yourself just to relax, because as we do this work collectively, even though we're working on an individual person in the moment, we're really not. We are working on everybody here and everybody who listens to this in the future. You will receive the information that is pertinent to you and that is needed to help you to heal or reconcile what is needed so that you too can move forward and to be able to create at greater and greater levels. All right, so keep your eyes closed. Take that deep breath and we connect our higher selves to the highest conscious light vibration of God. And through this connection, we call the golden beings of light. We connect with the golden beings of light. We connect with the archangels, Michael and Raphael. We connect with all of the celestial masters, especially Mother Mary and Kuan Yin, to assist us in all that we are meant to be and to do together now. All right, so with that, everybody, we're going to start with Angela. So Angela, let's see. All right, Chantel. Hey, how are you?
Good, you?
Good, thank you. Take a deep breath for me. So I'm curious. So it's interesting. You're showing me, I'm going to say you as a cheerleader, or like a rah, like there's this aspect of you that just wants to, I don't know. It's like, I want to be a cheerleader. I want to be out there. I want to. So what is that?
I'm trying to start a business with women's circles in my community. So I'm having a fear of being seen and yeah, being seen really.
So you really want to be out there, but there's something that's not working.
Yeah.
Okay. I was laughing only because you have a lot of power in her. I mean, there's a lot of power in it, in that aspect of you. So, all right, then let's work on that part for healing whatever it is that needs to be reconciled so that you can embody her. Because, and seeing it on the outside of you means that you haven't embodied it, right? Or in your case, what you're saying, kind of shunning it, even though you know that that's the direction you want to go.
Yeah, just afraid. Yeah.
That was my story too. I think it's most of our stories. You know, we've done it so many times, and it doesn't go well all the time. And I used to say, you know, I've already been killed and maimed and all sorts of things so many times, ridiculed. Why in the world would I ever sign up to do that again?
Yeah.
And so it makes it at first very difficult. All right, so not just for you, but for everybody, we know that many of us that are here to serve, once again, that aspect of ourselves, we have disowned her or him, if you're a man, because it hurts. And now I feel it right in the center of my chest. So we're going to just ask and allow for the golden beings of light to assist you to heal, to forgive on every multidimensional level of yourself that has suffered and caused others to suffer. Remember that in our existences, we go full circle. We play all the parts, right? And so when we remember it that way, you realize that it's not judgment. We just need to reconcile all the parts. And a lot of times that heart hurt is not just from our own experiences, but from all the way around. All right, I'm waiting. It's moving slowly, slowly up. So we want just to ask for the golden beings of light and all of the frequencies needed throughout all of your multidimensional existences, especially I hear in your ancient lineage, which is your incarnations throughout all of your existences that need to be reconciled and made whole again so that you can move into the embodiment of this amazing, I want to call her the campaigner, the rah-rah girl. She's the, you know, it goes way beyond like positive thinking and positive, oh, let's just be positive and it's all going to be great. Actually, you have way more than that to give and teach and to show. And that's really exciting. And for you, when you feel, I'm getting shivers now. So when you start to feel like it's scary, remember, it is scary until you just step into that aspect of yourself and just say, you know what? I love doing this. I love doing it. Just like me right now, this is going to go out on Xpnsion Network, right? It's out on TV, on Roku, everything. But you know, I don't even think about it because I'm here. It's just me and you. And I love doing it. I love doing it. And you have to tap into that aspect of you. Like, you know what? Even if I didn't get paid any money to do it, I just know this fills me up. It feeds my soul, right?
Yeah. My problem is because I'm from a small town, and I went through a drastic transformation. I'm not the same person I used to be. And so I'm also worried about the judgment of I'll always be the same person and I'll never change. And that thing as well.
So don't limit yourself to your small town.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in a small town, really small, but I never leave my house. Hardly ever. I don't do anything that I do at my house or in my community. I have, friends here, etc. But there are many different avenues to go. And especially with the internet the way it is, it brings all of us together from around the world. And just know that it isn't necessarily just your town. That's just comfort for you. Like, it's known. So you need to step out and be like, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to start speaking about the importance of why, whatever it is that you're teaching women
to gather again.
Okay. So why is it important? So you need to go out and start speaking about it, but use the internet for all of the shows out there, just like my Soulscape show. I mean, there are many shows where we feature various things. I mean, my focus is, of course, on expanding your heart and your light and your ability to create. And that is my focus, but there's focus for everything out there. And there are audiences that are, dying for it. I mean, I'm asked all the time to speak about mom issues and having a family and all that. And I do some of it, but that's not actually my passion. That's not really what lights me up. I mean, I still do it because obviously I'm a mom. I've got kids. I was going to say teenagers and, so that's something that I can incorporate with spirit, but it's not the main thrust. So you choose what you love and go out there and start targeting those shows and send out an email saying, I speak on this topic and I'd love to be on your show, and start expanding. So when you start to clench because it's scary, remember that a lot of these shows are not on video, and you're on video right here and you're just fine, right?
No, kind of.
Once you get started, it'll be fine, because that aspect of you should now be moving in and settling in. She's not out here anymore. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We've brought her in you. So just breathe her. And every time you think to yourself, okay, I got to show up. Just envision her. What does she look like to you? Who is she? I mean, you showed me like a high school rah-rah cheerleader girl, but who is she, right?
She's confident and yeah.
So that's who you are when you have to go out there.
Yeah.
Because she's part of you. This aspect, this is cleared up for me now. So it tells me then that for you, it's just getting started, because it feels like every time you have like you overcome one thing, you're like, oh, but then there's this. Oh, but then there's this. And it's like, no, you just have to do it. You just have to go out there and take those steps I described to you. It's very simple. You don't even have to be on video for many shows. I did all my beginning shows just by phone. So there are many ways. So when you come up against an excuse or a fear, ask that aspect of you to step forward. What would you tell a client of yours? How would you tell her to handle it? Whenever I think of things to myself, I always think, Gabrielle, if this was your client, you would tell her, stop, get over it, move through it, right?
Right.
And so then I think to myself, I can't tell somebody else to do that if I'm not willing to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's my problem.
It's not a problem. It isn't. I mean, I'm not big on changing words. I find that very diminutive.
I'm working on changing my words too. Yeah.
Don't bother.
More positive.
Be yourself. I'm going to tell you why. First, people are not perfect. We are meant to be who we are, not to conform to what other people think is an appropriate word for something. Or, I mean, I've heard some amazing things. You're like, that's really old paradigm. That one cracks me up the most. It's like, really? And you determined that that's an old paradigm word, did you?
Yeah.
What I have learned is that as I have continued to evolve myself, the same words have different layers of meaning and you gain a whole new perspective on them. Okay. So don't get caught up in the words or even being more positive. What matters is what emanates from your heart, because that's what people see and that's what they resonate to. And that's what draws to you the people that you're meant to serve. They recognize you not because of your words, but because of the energy you're emitting. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So that is why I don't care about words. I mean, okay, I'm not going to sit here and swear because that's not really appropriate, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to have a lot more energy when I was in high school. I was like the cheerleader type, and I've lost a lot of it lately. So
go find that chick.
Yeah, I got
cool chick.
Bring her back.
Bring her back, because this is your brave self. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie to you. You have to be brave. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's part of it. So there's so much we can do in energy, but then we still have to show up and play the game, right?
Yeah.
And that's the part. It's like, that's what I find is the biggest issue for a lot of spiritual people. We want to just accomplish it all with energy work.
I took it, all the information.
Yeah, but that's not it. That's not the whole thing. You have to show up and play the game, just like your cheerleader self knows all about it. And so by embodying her, being that aspect of you, you tap into your own power, because that's what you're teaching other women to do. So again, you have to be doing it too. That's the beauty. Whatever we teach, we needed to learn ourselves, right? So many years ago, when I started out here in the public eye, I was doing this same thing for years and years with private clients. And then it was like, you have to go out there in public. And I'm like, no, I was willing to do this as long as I never had to do that. And I was like, yeah, well, that's the way it is. That's where you are now. And that's what has to happen. And it's not how it was delivered to me. Whoever's out there is going to get all upset about that. That's how I took it when I heard it. It was, okay, your time is up now. Hope you enjoyed I called it the sabbatical time, my grace period. And it was like, you now have to go out, and that's your same message or you wouldn't be here. It's time. It's time to just say, you know what? I know I don't have it all together, but I'm just going to start. Okay.
I'm never going to have it all together until we do it.
Never. It's never going to be, and you're never going to be perfect, and you're never going to know exactly blah, 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 blah. But it's just like me doing this with you here now. I have no idea what is going to be shared with me. I have no idea, nor do I know how the higher vibrational beings of light are going to handle it, or what they're going to do about helping you to reconcile it. I'm just the conduit. I'm just the channel.
Yeah, that is my biggest question though, always.
Yeah, but that's where your higher self comes in. Yeah. So work on that relationship, work on opening the connection, because that's what helps you to step into who you are and what you're meant to be and to do and to offer in service here. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. And I'm very intuitive. So I try.
And there you have it.
Trust it more again. And yeah.
Yes. You need to keep working on expanding that light so you do trust it. And I always tell people it comes down to divine trust.
I always have trusted it, but I just didn't talk about it. But now I talk about it more, and it's pretty crazy. Anyways, yeah.
You know what? It's fun. So remember to have fun, because that cheerleader chick has fun. And I'd say if I had to put something out there, it would be that a lot of us women have forgotten to have fun. We forget. Like, you know what? You get to have some fun. You get to laugh.
Fun again.
You get to have a good time. Right. It doesn't always have to be that we're holding it all together. That's the problem, is that we only then begin relying on ourselves. And we need to put our energy and our focus into knowing that our higher self source has our back and will exactly move us where we need to be in order to do what it is we need to do and accomplish whatever, and for the miracles to come into our lives, to handle things that we had no idea how to do it, right? But if you don't have that connection, you will miss that gateway every time. You'll miss the miracle because you weren't at the street corner you needed to be at the very moment because you were not in tune, right?
Makes total sense. Makes total sense.
Good. I wish you the best, sweetie. There, now we can see Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's see, Michelle, what we can do to assist you. All right, you. So we are going to work on freeing you from the abyss. It's the best I can do with describing it. Sort of like if you got, let's say you fell down into the like a huge canyon, right? And you have like this ladder. You actually have a ladder, but it like goes up and up and up and up and up. And it's like you cannot see where it ends ever. So it's like you're constantly on this ladder, and like you get a couple rungs up and it just, I want to say you're so exhausted. It feels like you're so exhausted. And it's so
that makes sense.
I'm laughing only because you know what? You laugh at yourself, which is a good trait, Michelle. And even as you're telling me this and describing it to me, you're laughing about it. Like, so even if that's in defense that you have to laugh or cry instead, right? It's still okay. Like, that's still a good trait. Okay. So we want to just free you from the abyss, basically. We don't have to climb any ladders. This is the beauty of working with the soul and the soul level. It isn't about, okay, well, what's the next rung? No, no, no. We want to find the separation that plummeted you into this abyss, basically. What occurred in your soul's lineage that threw you in here? So we're going to allow the work. So everybody else out there who can totally resonate with this, right? Believe it or not, this is a common thing where we get stuck in the hole, basically. Everyone who would like to receive, you just say yes. And we're looking for and accessing your soul's records. Each person out there can receive the same. And calling in the higher vibrational light and the frequencies needed. Oh, so for you, this is what I hear. It's a searing of your soul. So that's interesting. So imagine, so the way they're showing it to me is, imagine there's a tear in the fabric of who you are. And in order to fix it, you know how in the old days they would heat up like a sword, right? And make it red hot and then place it on and it would burn, cauterize it, right? Mm-hmm. So you had an aspect of yourself seared back together. And so in the searing, of course, you still have the tragedy and you have everything underneath there that has to get healed and reconciled and let go of, so that searing can be actually healed. So it's not there anymore. So this aspect of your soul can be rejoined to you on a soul level, which is what we're all doing. We're all collecting the aspects of ourself that have been separated or in some way damaged from us. And as we make ourselves more and more whole and we heal these aspects that are, for lack of a better word, broken in some way, when we heal them and bring them back together, that is when we are able to raise our vibration and move into that higher place of consciousness in order to be everything you're meant to be here. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Good. So we're allowing this work to be done. It is being done. So just take a deep breath. Wow. You have a lot moving. So this is what I like to describe to people as, imagine a champagne bottle, right? And it's corked. And we all know what happens when you open a champagne bottle, right? And you pull out the cork. All of that fizzy stuff in there suddenly bursts out, right? It makes this huge pop sound and all it fizzes, and everything rises to the top, right? So sometimes when we are working on a healing of this magnitude, because this is really big, that's what happens. All these other things rush to the surface to be released because it was being held down there and the pressure underneath. Remember I said there was a whole lot underneath it. And so in the healing, that's what's being released for you. So that's awesome, Michelle.
I actually feel like a real heaviness on my chest right now as we're talking.
Good, because it will clear. And when it has cleared, then you know that what was in there compressed is fully then released. And then that allows you to breathe and to expand more of your consciousness. Your heart's consciousness is the barometer by which you're able to create in this existence. So the more and more you do this, you'll understand more and more what that means. And as you continually raise your vibration, you will gain your own understanding. Very recently, we're talking while they're working, just so you know. Because we're just holding the energy, right? We're just here. We're open vessels. All of us are working together because we united in the beginning. And so it's being handled by the higher vibrational beings of light, the golden beings of light. Mother Mary is very big for you. So this is important. So all are here and present and assisting. So we'll hold this energy to hold this vibration so that the higher vibrational work can be done. It's basically what's happening. So, where's I saying? I'm doing a program soon called Heart Field Expansion. And it is exactly for what we're doing here, where you receive the work that is needed to expand your heart field so that you're able then to hold a higher vibration of light all the time. That is just who you are. And then you can also expand and understand how to begin using that energy to help yourself. And in helping yourself, of course, helping others as well, right? All right, you let me know when it's cleared in your chest.
And I actually, I do that. I do healing with military veterans and horses. That's what I do.
That's wonderful. Where do you live?
In Ohio.
In Ohio? Okay. My husband is a military veteran. Veterans are near and dear to my heart.
Mine too.
Like I said, they are near and dear to my heart. So important to us for so many reasons. And they definitely put their lives on the line every day. And just for that, they deserve our gratitude and our love unconditionally, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, I am now having trouble breathing. So we're getting to some deep things, but this is good, Michelle, because it means that you're just willing to let it go. Healing is so different. It's never the same for anybody twice. For the same, I mean, it'll never be the same for you again. You'll never experience exactly what you are right now because it's burning off. We're talking soul memory here. So you won't have to come back and fix this again. You're going to move on to other areas that need healing, right? But on a soul level, this is awesome. Well, once you move past this big one, it shifts things automatically for you. That's the beauty, is that it opens up a whole new terrain for you. So right now you're showing me, as I was saying that, it was because you were showing me like reaching the top of the mesa. And so you've come out of the abyss and now you're at the top and you're like looking out over this whole terrain, like, oh my God, look at all this out here. So you're finally out of the dungeon, basically. And now you can actually see what's around you and what your possibilities are. Okay. Instead of being focused on just trying to get yourself out of the abyss, right?
And I never really thought of myself as in an abyss, but yeah.
We don't ever see what the problem is. I mean, nobody sees what the origin of the symptom is. That's the issue. That's why people wander around a lot from healer to healer, because they're like, somebody's going to be able to unlock this for me, right? Eventually. And it's because, they're only able to see a little bit, or it depends on their level as well of consciousness and their ability, their vibration of light to be able to see more and more. And it's why we want everybody to join energy together, because it's almost like, more amps, right? The more amps we have, the more that I'm able to connect at higher and higher vibration. That's just my gift. So then we're able to reach things like, for you, this soul level healing. Well, it shifts your whole life because you didn't realize you were in abyss. You didn't realize that you were just working on this ladder and just trying to get up a few more rungs, and it's never ending. That was the beginning. And now I can say it, and you probably feel completely different about it than you did 5 minutes ago, because it's not heavy like it was. It didn't feel as insurmountable as it did. And that will continue to evolve, this feeling of freedom, that, oh my God, I can breathe. Okay. And it might mean that the next thing will come up for you that has to get healed and released. And that's great, because you've moved on to the next thing. That's fantastic. Okay.
Okay.
All right, my love. The work is continuing. Remember, just keep working on healing your heart. This will help so much. And then I want to hear, how you're doing follow up. So you are in this very moment receiving a download. This download is a teaching, and I actually see that it is Jesus that is teaching it to you. So we're going to just allow this message to be delivered to you, this teaching, understanding, this message. Just take a deep breath. And now too, we're working on this heart. Wow, it's really heavy. It actually pained me to take a deep breath. So we're just allow whatever needs to be released here to be released, so that this higher vibrational message, what I'd like to call data packets, to be downloaded to you on a deeper level, and for you to receive what it is you are needing in order to move into your next level, or shift yourself to the next position. Yes, big releases happening for you.
Yes.
So we just allow this to happen. So for others out there who are feeling like, there's a message for me, but I don't know how to get it. This is exactly what's happening for Tina. There's a message for her. And in the message, part of the message is the healing that needs to occur so she can receive the message. So if you resonate with this, just say yes again, so you too can receive what is meant for you, right? Now you let us know when it passes. We're holding the energy for you. And this is what we mean too by collectively we've raised the vibration so that she can be at a vibration to receive the healing she needs in order to receive what is meant for her
There was
next.
even a slight nausea in my stomach all of a sudden, like, oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. Let it go. It will dissipate within a minute or two. That's part of healing. It's because there's some big things healing for you. Like I said, it still pains me just to take a deep breath. It's like stabbing.
Yeah, still, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. See, you didn't realize you signed up for some major healing. But it's so good. It just couldn't wait to come out. Can you
It's
tell?
overdue. I know that much.
See, this is why I love doing this work, because it's just phenomenal what happens for people. We can be so grateful to the higher vibrational beings of light who are here to assist us and help move us through our soul's journey with ease and grace. And we didn't need all this yucky stuff, right, Tina? We just...
No. And I'm like, I know there's something there, but I work and try and whatever.
Nope. Yes, because, I feel like for a lot of us, we get caught up in the idea of having to know what we're releasing. We have to understand how it happened. Why did this happen this way? Da, 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 da. And we assign all this blame and judgment to, how stupid was I to do this or that or whatever. And it's why I don't really get into the stories.
Yeah, I've changed all that myself. Yes.
Right. We just want to release it.
Yeah,
whatever
get it going.
We don't need this anymore. We don't need to understand what it is.
I used to be Nancy Drew, and I got rid of her because I'm no longer wanting to know the whole Nancy Drew. Let's research this and search that. No, let's let it go. Just move it out.
That's it. We don't need it. We just need to move on. Yeah. And that's what's happening here for you. You're having a huge healing and release, because in order to step into this next level for yourself, to be able to receive, besides the healing, yes, you're receiving that as well through Jesus and the higher vibrational beings of light all together gathered, but there's a nugget in here for you. Like, you've been searching a long time.
My whole life.
Just as far as you know.
Well, yeah, and lifetimes. I think lifetimes and lifetimes.
That's right. Through many lifetimes. And it feels to me like that nugget is available to you. It just was buried. And that's why you couldn't find it. We always say, right, it's all within ourselves.
See all this stuff. Let me show you all these stones and crystals. That's all I'm always thinking for treasures. My nuggets.
And it's within you. You don't even need all those treasures.
Don't need to do that. So I'm laughing because look, all that I'm doing, I don't even have to do that.
No, because it's the healing that has to occur within you.
When I said that, I got goosebumps all over me. I don't have to.
So you totally get it.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of higher vibrational consciousness. Is that, notice everybody, we're not having to work really hard. This is why we want sovereignty. Sovereignty is consciousness. The more we raise our consciousness, the healing is this easy. Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing. I've been seeing it more and more, even with people in my life, how amazing, how quickly, just with, it's like, is it really this easy? Really?
It really is this
easy. It really is.
It's really about...
We get in our minds, and we should be in here, I think. We get too much about thinking how to do it.
Exactly. That's even part of my heart field expansion program, because it is about not getting out of the mind. It's about bringing your mind into alignment with your heart, but it will not go into alignment with your heart if your heart is not expanded enough. When it's holding a higher frequency of light, that is when your mind, then it's like it loses the resistance. So instead of it having to have the programming of I'm in charge, because this is a third dimension and the mind is in charge, you are born with your mind in charge. That's the programming. It's how you function. So when you've expanded your heart enough, what happens is it just naturally will begin to shift. And then, we can do healing frequencies and work to help bring it into alignment. And then you get this beautiful alignment of heart, higher self, higher mind. And so you're no longer trying to get your mind out of the equation. It has already expanded itself to the higher mind connection, because that's what has to happen. When people are trying to stop thinking things, that is just a waste of effort. Oh my God. And talk about exhausting. I mean, that's exhausting. You cannot do it. No. So that's what it is. That's how we do it. That's how we help people shift. All right. So do you feel good?
Yes. Much better.
Okay. Everything is passed for you?
Yeah, I think, yes.
Okay. I just want you to know that it's like you're going to wake up and just know. And so don't dig for it. That's your message. Don't dig for it. It's coming. Yeah. Okay. But you have to allow it to. And I will tell you as a forewarning that when you find yourself wanting to dig because you just want the answer, that is when I want you to instead I tell people this often. If your mind is in the way, to yourself, just in your head, or something simple, and you make yourself repeat it over and over and over and over and over, because that helps raise your vibration and it helps keep you from falling back into that pattern. Okay. Because that's your pattern and you don't want to go into that pattern, because it's not a message like, here it is. It's all written on paper. This is a message.
Right.
Okay. That's thinking. Yeah.
A lot of times I've noticed that when it's usually either I get the goosebumps now, or when I know that I'm on the right, or I just go, oh, that's right. Like all of a sudden, then I realize that was what it was or something.
That's right. And it will come, this message, whatever it is. But yes, it's not going to come through your mind. You're not going to, try to piece it together. It'll just be like that. And you'll be like, oh my God, it was right there in front of my face the whole time.
I'm sure it has been.
It is. It always happens that way. And I always think to myself, oh my goodness, that's incredible. So with that, my sweet, thank you.
Thank you. So much love. And I'm so happy that you picked me.
Like you're just, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody hasn't her energy shifted. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Much love to everybody.
Yes. There we go. All right, everybody. You're the best. Thank you for being with us and sharing your energy and participating in the work that's done tonight. It is because of you and your presence here that allows us to reach the high vibrations needed, the high frequencies that are needed to access the higher self and souls of all that participated tonight, and helping them to move quickly through all that is keeping them from transforming their lives. So until next time, I look forward to seeing you again. Much love and namaste, everyone.